Everyone. So welcome to this session now. So in the previous session, we have talked about that how you can make the charts and do some formatting on that. So over here, we are going to now understand how we can add some more information to the existing charts and make them much more interesting. So on one sheet, we can create only one chart. If you want to make another chart, so what you need to do is you will have to come over here at the bottom and you all will see a small plus sign, the first one. This icon is going to help you to add a new sheet. If I click on this, you will all notice a new sheet has been added and it has the same interface what we had on the sheet 1. On this, we can now create our own new visualization that we would like to do over here. So for example, let's make the same chart again. Let's drag the salesman in the columns. We will drag quantity into the rows and we can see the same chart has been created. I'll make the size as entire view and let's sort it in the descending order. For example, if I want to give a different color to each column. So up till now, we saw that how you click on the color and you can change the color of the bars. But in that case, the color of all the bars was changing to the same color that you all selected. If I pick up the field of salesman and I drag the salesman itself on the color now. So when you drag the salesman on the color, you will see a color coding has been given to each of the field. So you will actually realize all this color, size, label, we can also drag and drop the fields on them to add some more information to the charts. When I have added this color over here, so you can see there is also a legend that has been generated, which tells me which color belongs to which salesman. Like blue color is Brenda, a lighter blue is Dave, and orange is Harry, and likewise. But honestly, in this chart, giving a different color to each salesman doesn't add any information. Maybe from the look and feel, we have changed its appearance, but from the information point of view, this is not adding any valuable information to this. Let's remove the salesman from this chart. Now you can see all the bars have the same color again. Instead of bringing the salesman on the color, let's bring region on the color. So when I drag region on the color, so see every salesman was working for one of the regions. So according to that, a color has been given. Like central region is coming in blue, east is coming in orange, and west is coming in red. From this chart, I can easily identify that which all representatives were working in the east, west, and central regions. If you feel like you would like to give your own custom colors, click on the same color option, and this time it will change a little bit. You click on edit colors, and from here you will see multiple color palettes right now. If I pick any color, I want to assign that palette, you just select that palette and click on assign palette, and the colors will be assigned from this palette to all the regions. But if you want to change the colors one by one as per your own preference, you can say that central you want to show it in this color, east you want to show it in this color, and west you want to show it in maybe a color from a different palette at all, right? So I come from here and this color. So you click on apply and OK, and you can see the colors have been assigned according to your preferences that you have picked up. Now, if I remove the region from here, see, to remove it, I am simply dragging it out. That's how I am removing the field. Let's drag the region this time on the size. So when you drag it on the size, the thickness of the bars has changed. And you have a legend over here which tells you the thinnest ones are the central, medium size is the east, and the thickest one is the west. Although we have a legend, but yes, from the information absorbing perspective, this might be a little confusing for the end user. Let's remove this. But yes, for size option, we will see there is a much better option that we are going to explore on this. Let me drag region on the label. You can see all the region names are now coming in the labels: east, central, central, east, west. I can see them on the label names. In the label, in fact, you can drag multiple fields as well. You want to drag quantity also. Let's drag the quantity on the label. You want to give some other information. Say, for example, selling price. Now, if I drag selling price, what will happen is you will get the sum of selling price. So by default, whenever you drag any of the fields, that is a measure. So what Tableau does is Tableau gives you a sum of that. That's a default calculation that Tableau does. But now when I have dragged this sum of selling price on this field, so sum doesn't make a sense. Suppose I want to show the average selling price by each salesman. So over here where you see sum of selling price, right click on this and you can say that I would like to change this measure to average. Now the number has changed. Now it's showing average selling price. But many of the users might feel that, like there are two numbers, 281, 10.19. What is each number representing? So for that thing, you just click on the label. Over here, you will see one option of text and there are three dots around that. Just click on the three dots and you can see this entire information which is coming on the labels is being accumulated over here. So as we discussed previously also, anything that comes in gray color and between greater than and less than sign, that means that particular field is like a formula for Tableau. So you can write something if you want to write over here. Before quantity, let's type QTY and a colon. For selling price, let's call it as SP. So there is a selling price. If you want to reduce the size, let's reduce the size to 8. And if you want to go further reduction in the size, you can also type it. If I come over here and I make it 6, so apply and OK. So you can see now East quantity 396, selling price 8.49. So the chart has a little more information in the labels that we have provided over here. So this is how you can customize the information as well. But if you feel, there are too many labels now, you don't want it like this, no worries. Let's remove the selling price from here. And we'll have to go back in the label once. And this SP that we wrote manually, we will remove it. Click on apply and OK. This time I'm going to make use of tooltip. I'm going to pick up my field of selling price and drag it in the tooltip. Right click on this sum of selling price that we have dragged and change this calculation to average. So see, from the chart, nothing has changed. Tooltip means something which comes up when you hover your cursor on any of the bars over here. If I bring my cursor on this, this is where you will see the region name coming up now. So this information is now coming in the tooltip. So without loading the charts, I have given the same information which the user is going to get when they hover their mouse on these bars over here. So this is where we have seen how we have made the chart and we have added extra information by using color, size, labels, tooltips. Now let's suppose I want to create another chart. So I have added a new sheet by using the same option, plus sign, a new sheet has been added. Over here, I would like to showcase how many units were sold across the different regions. So let's pick region this time, put it in the columns. Let's pick the quantity and put it in the rows. So this time again, I get a same column chart over here. Let's make it entire view. I can see the highest number of units have been sold in central region, and in the west region, we have sold the lowest number of units. But you would like to change the chart over here. See, this column chart is something which is very good, where you have to where you can easily compare the numbers, how the things are flowing between, in the different regions. You can compare by the size of the bars. Bigger the bar, higher the value. Smaller the bar, lower the value. But what if you want to show this time the information in the form of a pie chart? Pie chart is something which we use when we have to show the information in the form of market share. I want to understand how much distribution was in central, east and west. So I would like to convert this chart into a pie chart. For doing that, you have to click on show me. Once you click on show me over here, you will see that different charts have popped up. Some of the charts are grayed out and some are highlighted. What does that mean? See, highlighted means that you can convert the existing chart into that particular chart that you see over here. You cannot convert this existing chart into the grayed out ones, because see, every chart has its own bare minimum requirements. So you want to see those requirements, you will see those requirements come over here at the bottom. When you hover on any chart, Tableau tells you what is the minimum requirement for that chart. Like for example, for an area chart, you need at least one date field. You hover on line chart. For that, at least you need one date field, which you do not have right now on this chart. But yes, we wanted to convert it into a pie chart, which we can. If I click on the pie, the same chart gets converted into a pie chart right now. I can click on standard and make this chart as an entire view. So you can all see this chart has now been converted into the form of a pie chart, and the distribution and the color scheme has been kept consistent. The same colors that we used, on the previous chart when we were dragging the region, the color, the same colors were retained and they have been brought up over here. So when you made a pie chart, you will see one new feature of angle has also been added, because in pie chart, we work on the concept of angles. A pie chart has a complete angle of 360 degree. Bigger the angle, higher the value, smaller the angle, lower the value. So we can see the biggest angle is for the central region. So the highest share was, given by central and lowest by west. But probably this information is not quite neatly visible if I see it right now, although if I hover on this, I can see it. Let's try to drag the region on the label. Let's drag quantity also on the label. So you can see now that information is also available in the form of labels on the pie chart. If you all see, there are a lot of fields that are coming on the pie chart right now, and that can be seen from these icons over here. So, for every option, there are some representation. For color, this is the representation. For size, this is the representation. For label, this is the representation. So the same thing you will see over here on all the fields as well. So this is being used on color, this is being used on angle, this is being used on size, this is being used on labels. So if you want to make any change, you have to very carefully identify what that icon is, and then you can remove that option or that field from that chart. So this is something which these icons are going to help you out to represent that. Let's now update the title. Let's put the title as units sold across the regions. I click on apply and OK, my title has been updated. So here in this chart, I can very neatly see how many units were sold across the different regions. We will add a new sheet now. In this sheet, I would like to do an analysis where I would like to see how much sales happened across the different regions, or how much sales was generated by each salesman. If I see right now, I do not have any column of sales with me in this. But can I calculate the field of sales? Yes. Sales is selling price multiplied by quantity. So in Tableau, what we can do is we can add some calculated fields as well. So if you right click in the white area, you will see an option of create calculated field. You will get the same option if you click on the small little arrow over here, create calculated field. If you click on this, this is how a dialog box comes up where you can write down your calculation, and that calculation will be done in the Tableau and you will be able to use that field for any of your calculations. Let's name this field as sales, and in the box below, you have to write that calculation. The calculation is selling price multiplied by quantity. You just have to type the initials of your column name and Tableau will start showing you that in the drop down. If I say selling price, it gives me the first field, multiplied by quantity, that gives me the second field. Now this is the calculation that I want to do, and Tableau will also give you the answer that the calculation is valid. That means the calculation that you are trying to do, the formula that you have written is correct. If there will be some errors, so Tableau will highlight that at the bottom over here, that the following calculation has some errors, and it will also try to tell you what kind of error is there. We click on apply and OK. You can see that a sales field has been added, which is a measure again. Before this field, there is a small equal to sign. This equal to sign is just helping you to understand that this particular field is a calculated one. This was not there in the original data source. If you click on the data source, here also you will be able to see that the field would be visible, sales, And over here also it's written calculation and a small equal to sign can be seen over here. If I go into the sheet 4, now I will make the chart. I'm going to pick the field of region, put it in the columns, and I pick the field of sales, put it in the rows, and now I can see how the sales happened across the different regions. Let's make the chart as entire view, and the chart is ready. You click on show me. If you want to convert it into a pie chart, we can do that as well. And again, you make it as an entire view. So I can see sales again was the highest among the region central. If I convert this back into a column chart, you can see we have got this chart right now. See, these are called as bar chart. Column chart and bar chart are same. Basically, just the direction of the bar is something which is different. If I make it as an entire view, again the chart can be seen. So sales is the highest over here. Now, if you see region is coming in the rows this time and sum of sales is in the columns. If you just inverse it, you take the regions above and sales below, the chart is inverted now. Basically, X has been moved to Y, Y to the X. There is also a shortcut for doing that, which you will see over here, which is swap rows and columns. And the shortcut for that is Control W. If you click on this, you can do that without a lot of, the complexities. Simple click, it will automatically, Tableau will inverse your rows into columns and columns into rows. Now, I would like to see in the central region how much sale was given by the different salesman. So if you pick the salesman, drop it on the color, you will see the chart has now split it into different colors over here. This chart is called as a stacked column chart. Over here, I can see the sales is the highest in the central, but how much sale was given by the different representatives, that is quite evidently visible over here. I can see Brenda, Sean, Brenda, Don, but Tom, these are some people who have given the highest sales. And if I talk about Sean, if I talk about Jack, or in fact, the Vic is the lowest sales generator over here in this central region. In the east region, I can see Leo has given a lot of sales and Sam is the lowest sale generator over here in this east region. So you see with the change in the visualization, how very effectively and very easily we are able to identify a different insights from the data that we have. So this is how different charts have been created, where we have talked about column chart, bar chart, pie chart. We have talked about a stacked column chart, which gives you a little bit of a different analysis, and how to add some calculated fields. Now, once all this work is done, you would like to save this file so that you can use this file, for sharing with others, or probably you want to, save it so that if you want to make some changes in the future, you can come back and make the changes to it. Now, since we're using Tableau Public, let's see how do we save this work. You have to click on File. You will get the option of Save to Tableau Public. Over here, you will have to use your account ID and password that you would have created, which we talked about in the earlier sessions. You put your ID over here, put your password, and click on Sign in. The moment you do that, the file will be saved on the Tableau Public server. Let's save it by the name of Relabel Stationery Items, and you click on Save. So all your views will be saved on the Tableau Public server, and that link also gets opened for you. Here you can see the charts that we created, they all have been saved. So this is the Tableau Public interface, which automatically gets opened up in your web interface. So this is the chart that you can see. So by default, you will see only that chart which was selected while saving this file. But you can click over here on settings icon and say show sheets. So you will be able to see all the sheets in this file. So I can see the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So on this file, if you want to download this up, you can click on download, and you can download it in the form of an image, data, PDF, PowerPoint, or Tableau workbook as well. If you want to share this report with any of your friends or any of your users, click on the share icon, copy this link and share this link with them. So the moment they click on this link, they will be able to see your work. So that's how nicely you can save your work, and plus you can share it with the other users as well, so that they can see the analysis and take some informed decisions based on that. So I hope you all would have been able to understand how to make the charts, do some formatting, and make the different type of charts as well. So in this session, we'll talk till here. Thank you, everyone.